Hello and welcome back to another training session. Today we are going to train shoulders. So if you don't know me, I am Coach Clarissa and I am so happy that you have found our channel. We are going to start out today with one of my favorites, the seated dumbbell shoulder press. That is great for building, honestly, the entire cap of the shoulder. So middle delt, front delt, rear delt, they're all going to be working through any kind of a shoulder press. You want to start out with probably 8 reps and build your way up to 15. When that becomes easy, drop it back down, get a heavier weight, and you continue to progressively overload it.
We're going to do a seated dumbbell shoulder press with our seat. We want to make sure that our back is pressed into the seat and our feet are pressed into the floor. And then I want you to lean your head back. We want to kind of set the shoulders back. So you should feel like you're really pushing back on the bench with the top of the shoulders and in between the shoulder blades. Get your core really tight. There's a big tendency in this exercise to kind of bow out and extend through the spine. We don't really want to do that. We want to try to keep our spine pressed into the pad and contracting the core really strongly. So drawing everything in and down and up and getting that really tight core to help keep us solid and actually make us stronger. So set it up here, get the shoulders back, get the core tight, press through the floor. That's going to help you push back into the seat. Okay. And then we're going to bring the weights up. Okay. Here. So we want our palms facing forwards, and then you're going to press up. Bring it down slightly below your elbows slightly below the shoulders, and then push back up. So the only place we really want to feel this is in the shoulders. You're going to feel some arms working, but it's mostly shoulders. Really be conscious of contracting your core and pushing your back into the seat, pushing against the floor to make you nice and solid. Inhale here, exhale as you push up. And that is our seated dumbbell shoulder press.
From there, we're going to do an incline dumbbell chest press. Well, technically chest press is still really working anterior delt. So this nice front of the shoulder piece. With that one, chest press, generally with chest press, I just do 2 sets and aiming anywhere between 8 to 15 repetitions. And so once you hit 15, go ahead, grab a heavier weight and then work it back up. That way we are continually working progressive overload.
All right, so here we're going to do an incline dumbbell chest press, and this is going to be targeting your chest. You should feel all across the top of the chest, in the center of the chest, and a little bit maybe in the front of the shoulders. So we start by setting up, right? So you want to lean back, position the weight over the center of your chest. Get your feet on the floor. This is really important. Set your shoulders back. And then you want to inhale, but you want to keep your ribs tight. So we're going to inhale, bring the weights out. And then as we exhale, we're going to press the weights up. So as you're exhaling, you should feel your ribs come close together. Bring this here, press back up. So your elbows are at like an arrow position. You should feel the shoulder blades moving on the bench. Separation here, come closer together here. Press through the feet to keep your core tight and to make you more solid. The more solid we are, the more weight we can move. You shouldn't feel this a lot in the shoulders, only like a little bit. And you should be targeting all here across the chest, and that is our incline dumbbell chest press.
So now we have done the whole shoulder, we've done the front of the shoulder, and now we will be moving on to the lateral raise. So that really builds that cap, that middle part of the shoulder. So with that, we are working higher reps. So think like 12 to 15. With the lateral raise, it is very important to really keep your form. That's an exercise I particularly struggled with for a lot of years. I have trap dominance. The guys think it's great, me not so much. So really want to make sure that you're only feeling right here in the middle of the shoulder, really hammering out that side delt. And again, working higher reps. So grab a lighter weight, work it up to 12 and 15, And then very small increments. So if you have the ability to move it up by 2.5 pounds, that is probably the best way to move this exercise up in progressive overload while still keeping your form intact.
Do seated lateral raise. I want you to lean back, relax your neck. Then we're going to have arms by your sides, bring them slightly forwards. Press down through your feet, make sure your core is tight, lift out to the side. So you're lifting out, not up. We keep a soft bend in the elbow. We're not locked, right? We're not locked out straight, but neither are we like this, okay? So soft bend, slightly forwards, touch the side of the room. Bring the weight out and out and out. We should not feel these in the traps. We should not feel them in the chest. The only place you want to feel right here is the cap of the shoulder. If you're feeling it down in the arm, you may have like a death grip on the weight, right? You also may have that arm locked. So create that little soft bend. Think about driving the pinky, like rotating it up while you press out to the side. All we're doing is pressing out to the side and really making that cap of the shoulder work really hard. So lightweight, control the weight on the way up, control the weight on the way down, and really just focus on pushing out to the side, keeping your arms slightly in front of you. And that is seated lateral raise.
And then finally, we're going to work the rear delt so that we get the whole shoulder, right? We want front, middle, rear. So now we're going to do the seated cable face pull. I really like this exercise because it really isolates rear delt and it keeps you from using momentum. So when we're seated, you can't, like, there's none of that back and forth. You stay seated, your core is super tight, and you're really just hammering out that load on the back of the shoulder. So again, rear delts can handle higher loads, 12 to 15 reps, probably at least 3 sets. And again, working that progressive overloads. When it becomes easier at 15, grab a heavier weight, work your way back up again. For the seated face pull, we want to sit back from the cable probably about 4 to 5 feet. We're leaning back slightly, and you're going to use a grip where your palms are facing in towards each other on the rope attachment. And then we're pulling straight back so that the rope is coming towards your forehead, and you want to try to bring your elbows to where they're in line with the shoulder. So we don't want to let the elbows go low. We also don't want to have them high. By sitting, we're really taking out any kind of leverage or momentum that we could potentially have if we're standing up. It's also a little bit more stable since we're seated. We want to make sure that the angle of the cable is at our forehead or slightly above. So again, depending on your unit, you may need to adjust that cable height based on the machine. And that is it. So that's it for shoulders today. If you do the workout and you like it, let me know. If you do and you hate it, again, let me know. Feedback's always great. And be sure to like and subscribe so that you can continue to get our weekly videos.